Good morning, everyone. Hi. My name is Carolyn, and I am both a student at GRCC and a proud recipient of the Board of Trustees Distinguished Scholar Award. In addition to being a student, I am also an admissions ambassador here at GRCC. My role includes giving campus tours and helping run admissions events all around campus. This is my third semester at GRCC, and I could not be happier that I chose this as my first choice school. I started my journey here without a solid plan, but I'm proud to share that I officially declared my journalism pathway earlier this year. Thanks. My goal is to become a broadcast journalist where I can put my love of talking to good use every day. It is truly an honor to serve as your MC for this special event, and now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Grand Rapids Community College's Vice President for Finance and Administration, Lisa Freiberger.
Good morning. Thank you. That was fabulous. Thank you all so much for being here. It is truly an honor to welcome you to our annual Creating Connections breakfast. Today we gather to celebrate the important bond between our donors and our students, a partnership that is changing lives and certainly shaping the future. I would like to take a moment before we begin to recognize two important groups of leaders who tirelessly support our institution and our students. If first I could have any current or former members of the GRCC Board of Trustees stand or wave, it's your pleasure, so that we can recognize you. Thank you so much for your service. And next, if I could have any current or former GRCC Foundation board members stand or wave so that we may recognize you. Again, thank you both so much for what you do for this college and our students every day. And finally, last but not least, if I could have any GRCC retirees, or what we fondly call our Golden Raider group, stand or wave and be recognized as well. Any Golden Raiders in our audience? Thank you very much. As we come together this morning, we want to take a moment to recognize the incredible impact that each one of you is making. To our generous donors, thank you so much for what you do. Your financial support creates opportunities, opens doors, gives our students the tools that they need to move forward and build brighter futures. Your contributions pave the way for our students, these students here in this room this morning, and we are deeply grateful for your ongoing support. Scholarships represent more than financial aid. They represent a commitment to our community, to shared values, and to our collective vision of helping our students achieve their dreams. Your support nurtures this sense of belonging and drives the hope that each student needs to succeed. And to our remarkable students, first, thank you all for being here this morning. I know that you all have very busy schedules, particularly with where we are in the semester. Thank you all for joining us. Our remarkable students, you are the heart and soul of GRCC. Your achievements and determination continue to inspire us all. As you strive for excellence, know that you are not only creating a path for your own success, but also for those that will follow in your footsteps behind you. In time, you too will become alumni, and one day, hopefully, complete that circle and return to work with us as donors and help other students as they move along their journey. With that, I'd like to take a moment to recognize two outstanding students. First, we have Mark Friends, a nursing student aiming for a career in pediatrics or ICU nursing. With a strong background in nonprofit work and achievements in sports, he has earned spots on both the President's List and the Dean's List here at GRCC. We will hear from Mark in a few minutes as part of our program. Next is Andrea Infante, a business management student with a focus on not accounting, but help me? business management. She is dedicated to a nonprofit career and has been on the dean's list for 3 consecutive semesters and actively volunteers in her community. We will hear from both Mark and Andrea in a few moments. We certainly support and thank you for your continued dedication to GRCC, for your academic excellence, leadership, and your strong commitment to service. Once again, I just want to thank you all for being here. This morning is a celebration of connection, of gratitude, and of the incredible ways in which we all are making a difference, in which you all are making a difference in the lives of our students. I am so thrilled to be part of this event and to share in this journey with you. Thank you for joining us this morning, for your continued support of GRCC and your continued support of our students. With that, I'm going to turn this back to Carolyn, who will share with us what's next in our program.
She took a page of my script.
And I told you could leave it up there, and I wouldn't take it.
Thank you. Thank you, Vice President Freiberger, for both the page of the script and for speaking. Up next, we will explore the full journey of a scholarship's impact, highlighting how students like me and many of you here today grow into alumni and eventually become donors who give back to future generations. Please direct your attention to the screen to learn more about Lloyd Weiner, a distinguished alumnus who embodied the full cycle of impact as a dedicated student, proud alum, and generous donor of GRCC. Though Lloyd is no longer with us, his legacy of generosity and his family's dedication to education continue to inspire and empower students for years to come.
Nobody prior to him went to college.
In fact, his father highly suggested that he didn't go to college because he didn't think he was college material and he wasn't going to spend money to send my dad to college. My dad, on his own, applied to Grand Rapids Junior College.
And then went to Michigan State and graduated with 2 degrees.
Getting his bachelor's of science in civil engineering. He even got his master's in civil structures. He led the whole design of the Kent County Airport's main runway. And he was really proud of that. He talked about that quite a bit. He felt that when he got to Grand Rapids Junior College, that was the time he was starting to click with learning, and he really became, because of that, a lifelong learner. He and my mom, since we were young and we could understand, they were telling us, you know, you need to prepare to go to college. You need to go get a college degree.
We all graduated. Some of us have master's degrees. And then the 13 grandchildren all went to college, and all of them except one are all in STEM-related degrees.
In this day and age, everyone should not quit learning at high school. They should keep going and go as far as they can, because it'll make a big difference in their life.
As he got older, he and my mom wanted to donate to Grand Rapids Community College to allow the future generations to have the ability to get an education.
My dad and mom established this fund. It was the Lloyd and Suzanne Weiner Scholarship Fund for STEM-related students to have the ability to get a scholarship. The sciences is what helps the world a lot. Those were important to them because they felt that those were strong curriculums and that people that graduated with those kinds of degrees could easily get a job because they're always in demand.
STEM is really important in the world because everything in the world is made up of STEM. I want to be a neurosurgeon. I've always been interested by the brain. Once you get a scholarship that covers part of your tuition, you are able to relax knowing that my education is covered, so now I can focus on studying. I feel motivated to continue my education. I feel motivated to do my best in my education and bring value to society. Your donations are not in vain. They are making a big change in society.
No matter where you are right now, whatever your desires are, you can do it. You just have to apply yourself and work hard. Sometimes it's not easy, but you can do it.
That was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Wow. I truly hope to give back one day, just like the Weiner family. What an incredible legacy they've created. Today, we are honored to have his sons, Greg and Tom Weiner, with us. If you can wave or something, that'd be awesome. Woo. Thank you both so much for being here today and for the lasting impact your family has on GRCC. Now, we will hear from two of our scholarship recipients. I am pleased to introduce our first speaker, Mark Friends, who will share his story with us. Please join me in welcoming Mark to the stage.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me. My name is Mark Friends. I am a scholarship recipient. I'm also a huge free breakfast enthusiast. So this event checks all the boxes perfectly. But in sincerity, I'm very honored to be here and to be able to briefly share my story. I'm approaching my final semester of nursing school, and I've taken a pretty meandering, maybe even wayward path to get here. In my early 20s, I attended college because it felt like something I was supposed to do. But in reality, I was unsure of what I wanted. I was unsure of myself, and I was at an age where I preferred to learn things the hard way. This meant that I spent a lot more time in bars and pool halls and concerts than I ever spent in my actual classes. So, unsurprisingly, I dropped out. And I had to claw my way out of debt for the next decade. I spent time as a line cook, a bartender, a tree trimmer. I was a boxing coach, strangely enough, a bike messenger, and a bike mechanic. My interest in bicycles landed me at a nonprofit bicycle shop and youth development program on the west side of Chicago. I taught high school students bike mechanics, but much more importantly, how to navigate the world in the volatile stage of life that they were in. This experience solidified that whatever I do in life, I want it to be in the direct service of others, and in a roundabout way, that realization eventually landed me in nursing. I moved from Chicago to Grand Rapids in the summer of 2020, still mostly unsure about what I wanted to do, but very certain that I never wanted to attend college again because I didn't want to deal with being in debt again. I then found GRCC, as well as the Michigan Reconnect program, and I was struck by how many resources were available and how committed the college was to student success and job training. Since the nursing program is academically challenging and immersive, it required me to drop down to working part-time. This meant that to make ends meet, I needed to rely heavily on the college. I've utilized their food pantry, their transportation resources, and their mental health counseling services. The GRCC Foundation has also made applying for scholarships painless and stress-free, which has allowed me to focus completely on my academics. My second shot at college in my future career would not have been possible without GRCC or the scholarships and financial support that I've received, and I'm endlessly grateful. You are doing a great thing by supporting this organization and their students. You are providing hope, promise, and opportunity. My life has been radically changed by the opportunity to attend GRCC, and I'm sure countless students feel the same way. Thank you for making that possible.
Thank you so much, Mark, for sharing your story. We're excited to see all the amazing things you will continue to accomplish. Next, I'd like to invite our next student speaker, Andrea Infante, to share her story with us. Please join me in welcoming Andrea to the stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrea Citlali Infante, and I am honored to be able to share my story with you all today. To begin, I would like to talk a little bit about my parents, who helped shape me to be who I am today. My mother's journey is one of determination. Born in Texas near the Mexican border, my mother, Jessica Infante, grew up in humble conditions, helping her single mother raise her siblings. Despite her demanding responsibilities and limited resources, she pursued her own path to independence, working across the states in agricultural fields. Defying the odds, she attended college, earned an associate's degree, and built a better life for herself and for her family. Her resilience and drive to overcome challenges inspired me to pursue personal growth and to never shy away from hard work. Now, for my father's story. His is one of perseverance and sacrifice. Born in Mexico as one of 11 children, my father, Andres Infante Saravia, started working at just the age of 6 years old to support his family. He left school in 5th grade due to harsh conditions and began working various jobs, living on the streets for a time and relying on the kindness of others to get through life. At 18, he risked his life to cross the U.S. border in search for better opportunities, enduring grueling conditions and witnessing unimaginable hardships. He worked tirelessly to support both his family in Mexico and his new life in the U.S., embodying the true meaning of perseverance. My parents met while working in the fields and built their lives together with mutual dedication and determination. Their sacrifices and shared vision for a better life became the foundation of our family. Hearing their stories of overcoming adversity motivates me to work hard and strive for success, knowing that the sacrifices they made were for our future. Their resilience taught me the importance of perseverance, adaptability, and the power of believing in oneself, even in the face of overwhelming challenges. Now, a little bit about me. Life was challenging growing up. Money was tight, and even now, it sometimes takes a toll on me and my family. I'm the second oldest in a family of 7 kids, and I've always had little siblings who look up to me. Everything I do, every sacrifice I make, is not just for me, but instead it is for them. I want to give my family a better life. My childhood wasn't terrible, but financial struggles were always a part of it. I often had to wonder where my next meal would come from. Sorry. Or I'd have to worry about how long my shoes would last me. I didn't have the best clothes, or the best shoes, or even the best teachers. But I was lucky to have the best role models at home. Sorry. Okay, sorry. At the age of 11, I started to work in the summers to earn some money for my family. I worked so much to afford things I needed and to help out in any way that I could. In high school, I was taking AP courses as well as working this part-time job, which ended up turning into 2 jobs. I would take the bus straight to work right after school, and then I would get home late at night to work on my school assignments. From then until now, I've always worked hard to get ahead, for myself and for my family. Today, I am a full-time student while also working 2 part-time jobs. Growing up, I believed manual labor was my future. I never seriously considered going to college because I thought it would take me away from helping my family. That changed when my mom encouraged me to apply anyway, reminding me that a higher education would benefit me and ultimately my family in the long run. Both of my parents didn't like how much I worked and felt guilty accepting my help, but I never did it out of obligation. I did and continue to do it because I love my family, not because I was forced to or felt like I had to. When I heard back from colleges that I had applied to, they all felt out of reach. They were either too expensive or too far from home. I was always afraid of going into debt, especially student debt, which made the idea of college feel overwhelming. That's why I decided to take a gap year after graduating, especially since COVID had already turned my senior year upside down. During that year, I worked hard and took time to think about my future. By the following fall, with encouragement from my mom, dad, and wonderful boyfriend, I decided to give college a shot. I've always loved school, but I didn't think higher education was an option after high school because of the financial burden. GRCC isn't as expensive as other schools, but for someone who struggles to afford basic necessities, it felt like a huge burden. I was so relieved when I found out that my entire cost of attending GRCC would be covered. My family was thrilled for me, and my boyfriend was so supportive. He even took me back to school shopping the same week I registered for classes. I love school supplies. I love shopping for school supplies. If I don't have the right pens, I will not study. Since starting at GRCC, I've been a full-time student while also working part-time. I was fortunate to get a job as a librarian assistant at the Grand Rapids Public Library, and that experience has had a major impact on shaping my career path. I never imagined myself working at a library, but when I saw the job posting, I decided to take a chance. Little did I know that the decision that I just made would change my life. I once envisioned a future in business, but my experiences at the library opened my eyes to how impactful libraries are in the community. That impact inspired me to pursue a master's degree in library sciences. Growing up, I rarely saw people who looked like me working in spaces like libraries, and I never imagined to be one of them. Now, being behind the counter and helping others, especially those who share my background, has become one of the most rewarding aspects of my work. It's a major reason why I'm passionate about becoming a librarian. My father came here seeking a better life, and he gave me that gift, one I will always be grateful for. My mother is bilingual, and she enrolled me in a school where I would learn both languages. Now, in my role at the library, I take great pride in welcoming Spanish-speaking patrons in their native language, making them feel at home and offering the best assistance possible. Helping others in this way is deeply personal to me because I wish my father had received the kind of support I'm now able to provide. I'm almost finished with my journey at GRCC and will be transferring to Davenport within the next year to complete my bachelor's degree in business, with plans to continue pursuing my dream of becoming a librarian. Being a full-time student while working 2 jobs is challenging, but it's what I need to do to move forward in life. None of this would have been possible without the generosity of the donors here today. Scholarships like these give people like me opportunities to succeed, and I am deeply grateful for that support. I also want to thank my parents for teaching me the importance of fighting for what you need and appreciating what we have. And to my wonderful boyfriend, thank you for standing by my side over the past 5 years, motivating me and helping me navigate through the tough days. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for sharing your story with us. Best of luck to you as you continue your education journey. As we wrap up today's event, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on the connections we've witnessed this morning, connecting the full life cycle of a student, from alumni, and ultimately to donors. It's been inspiring to hear the incredible student stories and to see how these connections come full circle, creating a lasting impact. On behalf of all the students here today, we say thank you. Your support and commitment, yes, literally, thank you. Your support and commitment to education makes our hopes and dreams possible. Thank you for believing in us and investing in our futures. And now, to close the program, I am honored to welcome Erin back to the stage.
Was so excited to see this stool here this morning. Now I can tell my husband I found it. Wow, what a wonderful and impactful morning. Let's give our students another round of applause. Thank you, Carolyn. Great job this morning. And also thank you, Mark and Andrea, for sharing your stories. All three of you will go on and do amazing things, but please make sure to keep us posted and keep in touch. And thank you to the Weiners, Greg and Tom, for sharing your father's and family's legacy. I had the honor of meeting your father, and I will treasure that, and I love seeing that video this morning. So thank you for sharing. I want to thank all of you for joining us this morning. What a wonderful morning full of gratitude, thankfulness, and connecting. Thank you for the significant role you all play at GRCC. Donors, we hope you heard today that your contributions and generosity are making a positive difference in the lives of so many of our students. As you have seen and heard from our students, scholarships play an important role in student success at GRCC. Scholarship recipients, whether you are graduating next month or have more semesters to go, please keep in mind the invaluable support provided by your donors. They are part of what made your college journey possible. Someday, you may want to give back to GRCC to help pave the future for students who may rely on similar assistance and encouragement. As you leave today, I want to encourage you to exchange contact information or leave with someone's business card. Your connection doesn't need to end today. Also, some logistical things. If you haven't already received a parking card or parking pass, please stop by the registration table before you leave to get one. That concludes our event today, and we hope the connections you made today will last well into the future. Thank you for joining us this morning, and have a wonderful day.